Today we're going to talk about prosody again. Uh, I've had a few comments on some of my videos about prosody and also specifically the prosody pyramid. So the prosody pyramid, I believe, was an idea created by J.B. Gilbert. She has a little diagram showing the different important parts of a sentence. So that can be a really good tool if it helps you to understand how it all works out. It also can be a little bit of a roadblock if you're thinking so much about it, trying to analyze what you're saying, that you don't sound natural. So there's some pros and cons to it. Let me just show you what the AI feature in Google has to say about it. And as I read this, I'm going to be using certain prosody, so listen for that. And then I'll tell you about each sentence. All right. The Prosody Pyramid is a teaching tool that helps students understand how to use rhythm and melody to organize information and guide the listener. All right, so that was a medium long sentence, and you will notice I had to pause and take a breath, so that doesn't necessarily mean that was a good place to pause, but it wasn't a bad place to make a pause. And the whole idea of the sentence, like the base thought of the sentence, was to tell us what the prosody pyramid is. Okay, so that's obvious. That doesn't really affect too much where we're going to go up and down in our pitch and our tone and our syllables. And, it's just there. That's our main idea. So there's some details. Like first we call it what it is. It's the prosody pyramid. And it's a teaching tool. That's important. It helps students. That's important. It helps them understand. That's important. What does it help them understand to do? It helps them understand how to use rhythm and melody. And then how do they use rhythm and melody? To organize information and guide the listener. Right, so as you're speaking, there's no way you're going to be sitting here analyzing, where does my voice go up because this is important and this is important. The main things to remember are that nouns and verbs usually are emphasized more than the little words like is, the, how, to, and. Those are generally not as important. And we generally say them faster and shorter, and they're just not as loud, and you don't go up. So the Prosody Pyramid is a teaching tool that helps students. Notice how quickly I said is, and that. The Prosody Pyramid is a teaching tool that helps students. Who do we help? Students. Understand how to use rhythm and melody, I kind of emphasize those, to organize information and guide the listener. All right, so this should kind of come naturally. And I think the thing to remember the most when you're a non-native speaker is that in general, Americans speak in a bell curve kind of a shape, We have a lot of little inside the bell shape, but in general, our voice goes up and then it goes down at the end. Unless, of course, you're asking a question. It might go up at the end, like, what do you want for dinner? But even then, notice how I went dinner. I didn't go dinner. What do you want for dinner? That's because each word has its own little up and down thing. We never say dinner. It's always dinner, right? So what do you want for dinner? Also, when it's a question, like say I ask you, what is your favorite restaurant? So it went down at the end, but also restaurant. What is your favorite restaurant? You could say, what is your favorite restaurant? No, you wouldn't say that. What is your favorite restaurant? So it went up, but that last word went down a little bit. What is your favorite restaurant? What is your favorite restaurant? So it sort of went up, and then very quickly that last word dipped. What would be another one? What is your name? So I went up, but then I went down. What is your name? What is your name? It still kind of went up for the question, but it didn't kind of stay up there. You don't go, what is your name? That would just sound strange. And these are things that we just kind of pick up by speaking and listening. Okay, this ended up taking longer than I thought. I still have a lot to go over, so stay tuned for part 2 and probably part 3 or 4 of this prosody video. Thanks.